Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode on SAP UI5 and Fiori training. In the last episode, we discussed about creating an auditor service and also writing the code for implementing different variety of get methods. We saw how to implement get all, how to implement get method with the help of $top and skip. We also discussed about using $filter. In today's session, we will go ahead and discuss how to implement method for single get. Suppose I want to get data of a particular entity set based on its primary key. In that case, I would go ahead and use a single get. Let's quickly go and check out our OData service which we created the other day and run the OData service into the browser. So I go to /iwfnd/main service transaction and provide here my OData service name. Just look forward for it and just call it up in the browser. So you can see it's launching the browser, my OData service with my username and password. Now I want to show you how to get the data for a single product. So for that, just put /entity set name parentheses inside that in the single quote, just mention the product ID. So I want product ID as let's say HT-1000. This is a product which do exist. I'm passing the primary key values over here. Press enter. The moment I do that, you can see system is throwing me an exception. It's giving me an error that I have not yet implemented product set get entity method. You remember my last phrase, there is nothing like magic. So that's what exactly it is doing here. There is nothing like magic. It's telling you that there is a method which you must implement to support a single record get. And that's why we will go back now to our DPC extension class. So let me go to SE24 to our DPC extension class, and here we will implement our method for getting single get operation. So go for a change. Now just scroll down till the bottom until you find the five methods for the entity set product set. And now you can see there's a method called get entity which is not yet implemented. You can see it in the blue color. If it's in the blue color, which means it's coming from the parent class and not yet implemented. If it's in the black color, you can see it's implemented in the current class. So now select one, the get entity method to get the single record data and go for redefine. And now I'm going to write the code over here to be able to select the data from database and return that data in ER entity. You can see the ER entity exporting parameter for the entity of type TS product, which is coming from the MPC class. As we saw in the last class, system automatically creates the table type and type structure for the created entity type in SEGW transaction. So it's referring to that table, it's referring to that type structure for the created entity type for product, which has around 6 to 7 fields. However, the data which you're getting from the BAPI has more fields. So we have to map this data to this ER entity structure. So let's call up the BAPI. So I'm going to call the BAPI up to read the single product data. So BAPI underscore EPM product get detail. And you see I've called it up. And now in this BAPI, I can pass my product ID. So right now I'll just pass product ID hard coded. And let me get the header data out. Let me declare the header data type ls header type BAPI EPM product header. And now I take this product header ls header and put the ls header over here. What I'm going to do now is going to move this data from ls header to this ER entity. So I can say move corresponding ls header to ER entity. Done. Save this and now just activate. Watch out now, earlier the same method was giving you an error, and now let's have a quick look what it produces. So I come back to the browser and now press enter. I would probably want to jump in a format of JSON. And now you see still it's giving me an error. In context of data service, unknown internal error occurred. So this may happen with you, with anybody. You can see anytime your above code is executing, something may go wrong and you have no clue about what went wrong. For that reason, you can now jump to this transaction code /iwfnd/error log. Take this transaction up and launch this transaction in your SAP front end system. Typically this will be always in your front end system, your gateway system. And now see with mobile 8 user, I can see an error. Double click and you see the function call for BAPI product get detail failed. A field may have been assigned to parameter product ID whose type is not proper. So the data type for HT1000 which we assigned here, this type is not proper assigned to the product ID, and that's why it's giving me an error. So I have to take this out, put here a prod ID, and now create also a variable for product ID, lv prod ID. So that's a function parameter issue, the type conflict issue. Type BAPI EPM product ID. That's the data type. I just map it now. Sorry, and pass the hard-coded data to that. Let's activate now. Looks good. Come back and give a try and short to one more time. Press enter. Boom, there you go. You can see all the data for the product HT1000 is popping up on your screen. That's the data for a single record. Earlier when we were trying this exercise, when we were trying to get the data for a single record based on primary key, it was popping up an error, and now it's providing us the right set of JSON data. Now what's next? We can go back, and now instead of HT1000, of course this is hard coded value. Even you give a different product ID, let's say HT1001, press enter, it is still producing data for HT1000, which is incorrect, right? I gave the product ID as 1001, but it's producing data for 1000 itself, right? Which is actually not good. So this is a mistake. This is a problem, you see guys, big problem. We have hard coded the product ID. That should never happen. It should take the product ID from the URL parameters, right? Whatever you're passing, that it should take. How do you identify where this value is coming then? You can go back, set up a breakpoint. Remember, once again, an external breakpoint. Make a call one more time. Just press enter on the browser. Let it hit the breakpoint. Now it is hitting the breakpoint. You can see I can just go to the previous call, and now in the previous call here you can see we are passing couple of properties. I mean, system is passing properties to our method. What do you think? Which input parameter should contain the value of your primary key? What do you think, out of all these input parameters, which one probably would contain the information about your primary key which you're passing to the product? IT key tab. Very good answer. Your guess is absolutely right. Let's double click on IT key tab. You can see there's one record in this internal table. Go inside and voila, you see here we have a product ID with the product ID value. HT1001 is the value inside. Yeah, so that's the value we have in this ID key tab. ID key tab name value pair, it contains the product ID and its value. So now I have the option to read this ID key tab and assign the product ID rather than hard coded product ID. Very easy. Just do read table ID key tab into ls key, and I say with key name and value pair it is. So I'm just looking for product ID, and if the product ID is found, Just take this ls key and pass the product id over here. Value. Done, guys. Hard coding has been removed. Now let's activate. Just going to test that up. Let's test it up. Let's come back and test it. I can come back here on the screen. And now you see earlier I was passing 1001 and it was giving me 1000 because of hard coding. But what should it do now? Anybody? What should it do now? Anyone? What should it do? What should it do ideally? Now what should happen? It should get you data for 1001. Not this one. This should not be there. It should be for the one which you passing up, right? The correct data. So let's press enter. Boom, there you go. You can see HT1001. That's how you can see the data coming out of your particular system, right? This is how it works. And now let's say I pass a wrong product ID. I don't know. There is a wrong product ID in the system. I'm passing a wrong product ID. I can say maybe Spider-Man. Do you think there is a product with Spider-Man as the ID? Anyone? Do you think in my database table, do I have a product with name Spider-Man? No, we don't have. Press enter and you see it gives me an error related to some segment not found for product. Maybe I can also come down and say HT hyphen 8787 something I'm passing, and you see it's giving me an error which is not user friendly error, guys. Okay, this is giving me an error but it's not user friendly error. It's just saying resource not found for segment, something it is telling. It's not user friendly error. So now we want a user friendly error. So guys, this particular product id is going to the BAPI, and BAPI will tell you a user friendly error, and that user friendly error we have to propagate, we have to transfer to the response. How can we do that? So let's come back. Watch out. Here we have a table and now we have a return from the BAPI. I'm just going to catch it up, LT return. And then this LT return, I'm going to declare it on the top. Of course, declaration is important. Type table of BAPI RET2. Yes. And now after this, I'll check if the return has something. Yeah, if this return is not initial, which means there's something wrong. And now watch out, you can see the signature of the method. It has two default exceptions as part of signature of the method. The first is called BUSI exception. BUSI stands for business exception, BUSI, business exception. And second comes is tech exception, technical exception. So if you think something has been violated technically, let's say some technical configuration is missing or customizing is missing in system, and you got to know that as a pre-check before calling BAPI or before doing something, you can throw a technical exception. But if you think something from the business perspective is missing, let's say you're calling a BAPI or a function, and that function is returning you uh, some spurious values, some not non-correct values, and that is also giving you errors. That is your business exception, which is actually related to the real business, which end user will also be able to understand. Technical use exceptions, you will never tell the end user. You will just tell a generic information to user like uh, please contact system administrator, something went wrong. So that's a technical exception, developer has to check. Okay, but when it comes to this one, business exception, this is something which business user, end user can understand, so you can directly throw these up out. So mgw and all these things are just class names, guys. Okay, I think it's gateway, managing gateway, it's an exception class for managing gateway, business exception, managing gateway, technical exception. Okay, so now coming here and I can say raise exception, exception class name BUSI exception, control space and press enter. Raise exception type you have to put. This is how we raise exception in oops app. And now I am throwing an exception out, you can see. And this exception, now I am exporting the error message container. So message container will contain the information about what went wrong. That's in the message container, guys. Okay, that will be the message container. So how can we do that is we can say me cx, there is something called mo context. It's a ready-made object as part of a class. I can say get message container, and this message container object I am adding messages from Bapi. Add messages from Bapi and pump your Bapi messages as it is in this. So Bapi returns your message, pump it to the message container, and this message container you pump it to the exception class. That's how you're building it up. You can see एक का आउटपुट दूसरे में दूसरा का तीसरे में. This is how the programming works, right? Output of one statement to next one and output of second statement to third one. Like that we are doing. So now we have got the messages from the Bapi. We are pumping that up into a message object which we are preparing. Okay, it's prepared, message object is prepared, and now this message container object we are going to take and pass it here in message container. You see message container, I'm passing it up. Save this, do a check, do an activate, click on OK. We are done. You can see it's been completed now. Superb, that's what we wanted. You can see it's been completed. Now let us go ahead and execute it. So now I can come back and watch out. Earlier I was giving a wrong product ID and I was getting so much of technical error, resource not found for product, something I was getting, right? Watch out now. Press enter and let's see what it produce. You see consumer problem, invalid product ID HT8787. Guys, what do you think? Isn't this user friendly now? Don't you think this is user friendly, guys? Yes or no? Don't you think this is user friendly? Anybody? Don't you think this is user friendly? It is user friendly. It is user friendly, right? So earlier it was giving some weird errors, resource not found for some segment. What the hell? Customer will blast on you. They will say, what are you doing? What is this kind of message? We don't understand, right? Give a proper message to your end users, educate them about the software. That's more important. That is what all about exception handling. Educate them. Now what about if I pass a blank product ID? Let me pass in a blank product ID, pura ka pura blank. Now see again it's an error, some error is coming. Product ID is initial, but yet you can see it's saying product ID is initial. That's the Bapi message. Exactly, Bapi is telling you what went wrong. Very helpful, very helpful. Now suppose I want to do, I don't want to call the Bapi if the product ID is empty. Of course, it doesn't make sense to call Bapi itself, hit the database to fetch the data if the product ID itself is blank, correct? So you can do that. You can check it. So just put your own exception if is initial. And now I can throw an exception. So let me throw a technical exception. I can say raise exception type, technical exception. Of course, it should not, it should be again a business exception, but I'm just showcasing it, guys, raising a technical exception. And now here you can pass a text ID. Okay, you can pass a text id is nothing but your message id, message class, all that combination. I'm sure you are comfortable with abap to understand these parts. The basics of oops and abap understanding is required to understand this code. Now here in this text id we can pass the message class and message id. So that's the common thing in SAP. We can go to the object, we can look at the attributes of the constructor which it is expecting, and text id is of type this one, this interface constant type t001 t100 key. That's the type of it. So now I can come, just put here, okay, and in ls text now I am going to pass the properties. So oops, why it's not accepting it, ls text, not sure the reason. Ideally it should accept, no problem. We can just go and check the exact type what this interface is referring to. This is the type it is referring to. I can take that up, and now I can say message id, message number, message variable. And I can create a new message class. Message ID probably 000. Message number is the product ID, which is hard coded value. And I can create a message class now, Z Anubhav. So watch out, I'm going to create a message class and I'm going to pass this message information here. Let's go ahead and create a message class Z Anubhav. Go to slash OSC93, sorry, 91. I always confuse between 91 and 93. Okay, there you go. I create a message class and I already have is um, a message over here, message class. This is a sin. Never pass a blank product ID. Okay, and never pass a blank m%1 I can do, so I can have my message variable placeholder. Save this up. You can see this is a scene. Never pass a blank m%1. M%1 here is a placeholder which will be filled in with the parameter value, and that's it. We can now activate our piece of code. And now let me pass the blank product ID. It won't even call the BAPI this time. It will immediately throw the error. It won't even hit the database if something is wrong. Okay. So message v1 is not there. It's attribute one. Let's go on the top. Make the same call and watch out. This time it's going to be your custom message. This is a sin. Never pass a blank, and that's you go. Your product ID parameter value, first parameter of the message, is being thrown as a response. It's throwing an exception, which means cause a red for the consumer of the OData. So that's how we do getting single product information, also handling the data based on key, and also handling exceptions, pre-exceptions, like exceptions before calling the BAPI, before calling actual functionality, which are pre-checks, and post-checks. After calling the BAPI, if you got some messages, you can then throw them out as a response to the end user. I'm going to give this complete ABAP code in a notepad file by the end of this particular discussion, so you all can download this notepad file and then copy paste my code. If you wish to want to see that, you can refer that with the notepad file, because some of you may not have access to my OData server. This is the OData server which I'm offering. If you wish, you can take an access, you can check the code directly in the system. If you not, then probably you can refer the notepad file which I will be sharing with all of you. I'm going to give you the complete code, with the source code, so you can go back, and here we have an option to go to source code base editor, and then it shows the complete code of entire all the methods you can see in one shot. Source code based, form based, this option you can choose. Okay, coming back, now we will see how to support other type of operations. So we talked about just get right now, but what about if I want to if I don't want to put so much of effort, I want to create my OData quite easily, quite simply, right? Very simple way of creating OData. Or before that, let me show you how to do image processing using OData. I want to return an image out. Okay. I want to return an image out of my OData service. How can I do that? So image processing is actually a very simple topic. All the images, all the pictures, all the photos, all the videos, all the audio files, everything is stored in SAP in something called MIME repository. Where can you see MIME repository? You can go to SEAT, and in SEAT transaction you can see a MIME repository. So you can see here SEAT transaction, and on the top you can see there's something called MIME repository over there. Here is a MIME repository, so you can use MIME repository to see all the stored pictures in SAP system. So I can go inside, and you see I can have folders, organization of all the files. So SAP public BC, and maybe NW basic, NW demo model images. You see so many images are stored here. See, can double click. See, so many images are there. So there are some images stored in the SAP system. You can store your own image. Yeah, suppose I want to store an image here, I can do that. I can right click, say create, or sorry, import MIME object, and I'm going to import an image. So I go to desktop, and there's a folder called build on my desktop, and I have an image inside this folder, maybe this uncle. avatar 1. So this particular picture I want to import. Okay, so let's double click on uncle, and now say just double clicked on it. It's going to now import that picture to my SAP system, guys. That's how you can import and store statically all the pictures in SAP system. Okay, so I just double clicked on it. It is now just reading this information, and this image will actually, for computer, guys, everything for computer is actually a string, a byte stream, guys. For computer, everything is a byte stream. That's what exactly it is for computer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to return this byte stream out. Okay, when I'm storing the image, it is stored in a byte stream format, and to read this image back into a string format, there are methods in SAP UI5, sorry, methods in ABAP for that. So there's an API called cl underscore mime underscore repository API. That's a class. In that we have a methods, couple of methods which we can use to return the data. So now I can say application specific mime object, yes, and I can give some name to this object. I can give any name whatever I wish to. So I can say my object name is uncle.jpg, and description, this is a custom image. Mime type is image png type. It's a png type of image. I can click on save. You will see that system will now store this picture as part of my mime repository as a probably local object at this point. You would definitely give a productive package and transport it to your quality and subsequent production system. But I'm just storing it in local objects, only pertaining to my current system, dev system, for testing purpose or demo purpose. Done. You can see uncle PNG is uploaded. And now you can see this uncle over here. It's been uploaded. So what I want when I access a product, I want this image to come out. Okay, so if you go back, what is actually being done in EPM table, EPM database table, the product table is storing the path for these images. Okay, it is storing the path for these images. Again, I repeat, the database table for product is storing the path for each of the image. If you remember, our product ID is HD 1000, 1002. You see, all the product images are stored here. See, different product images are stored in this. Yeah, see, guys, yeah, they're stored here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the database table. In every product, for every product, we have storage of path. Yeah, path of the image. Iska image kidhar hai, that is what it is storing. So if you come extreme right corner, you see it is storing the path for every image, every product. It is storing the path. See, yeah, it is storing the path, you see. So probably I want to change path for one of the image as my currently uploaded image, which is uncle. So I will probably take this particular product HT1258, copy that product ID and quickly do some ABAP trick. So I go to SE38 and do some ABAP trick. I'm going to change the image path. So I can have a report program. This is my report program, which I usually use. And now what I'm going to do is just come here and say update set product pick URL equals to this. Database table is snwd pd. Set the product picture URL where product ID. This is the one. And now let me update the picture as picture path as uncle. So what is the current path? Let me take that up. You see, guys, it's something like 1258 hyphen front something. I don't want that. I want to change it to uncle.jpg. Yeah, so the one which I uploaded, I am putting that as my storing that as a path for this particular product, which is HT10 something. Yeah, let's see, what is it, HT1258. Now I'm just storing it as uncle.jpg. Let me save it, just update it quickly, execute it, activate and execute. Executed. And now let's come back and check it out quickly, refresh, and just go in the extreme right corner, and now voila, you see it's been changed to uncle in my DB table. So this is just one small manual adjustment I've done to showcase you the scenario. So now I can see the path for SAP public BC NW model images uncle.jpg. This is the path where the image is stored. Now what I can do is I can expose this product pic URL property as part of my returning entity set. Let's go back to SEGW, and I'm going to add two properties as part of my SEGW for the entity set. So I can say Z October OData, go to properties, and now here you see I don't have any property for exporting any image yet. I'm just going to add two properties. One is product pic URL, and another property I'm manually adding called MIME type. MIME type is specify what type of object it is. Is it an audio? Is it a video? Is it a JPG image, MPEG image? It's a PNG image. What type of image it is? So both are type string. Press enter. Okay. Mark it as nullable also true, which is okay. I just save this, and now I'm just going to quickly regenerate. Before I regenerate, also it's very important that I go to the product entity type level and mark this as a media. Guys, very important. If you don't mark it as a media type, system will not consider that this particular entity type is a media. So you will not be able to access any media type, any images, pictures, photos, that you will not be able to access until you mark the product type as media. Very important. Just mark it as a media at the entity type level. Okay. Now also at entity set level, just see if there is any property which we are missing. No, there's no property. Only at entity type level you have to mark it as a media. That is one important thing. Let's now generate. So what we did two things. We added one product pic URL MIME type property, and then we also marked at the entity type level this particular product entity is media. Okay. Let me regenerate. You see runtime objects are generated now. What I can now do, I can go to SE24. So let me go to SE24, and here in SE24, what I'm going to do, I'm going to first go to this time MPC extension class, because we have to change the metadata system. We have to go and manually change the metadata. So let's go to MPC extension class, and we have to tell the system that in our case what we are doing. Okay, why it's just changing something else. Go for change. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to redefine this define method, and let me call the parent class method super define. First of all, this is how in oops programming we call the parent class method to execute all the code from the parent class. And now here we have to tell, okay, fine, you are exposing a media, but what is your source of the media? What is the source of the media, boss? You are exporting a media, but what is the source of media? What is the type of media, right? Until you tell that, it will not going to add header information, and browser is not going to recognize what you are doing actually. So this is a very important exercise. As part of metadata, you must inject the information. What is the source of data? Where is the media data is placed, and what exactly is the type of the media? So that this thing you have to mark in the header. Okay. And for that, since it's a metadata change, we are doing in MPC extension class. So let's go to mo context, sorry, me, and I have to use model object, and then inside this I say get entity type. Entity type is product. In this product, get a attribute. My property name is product pic URL. This particular property is representing my media source. Set as content source, guys. Very important. This is one statement you have to inject. Second statement is for MIME type, which should be marked as set as content type. Okay. What is the type of the media? Is it an audio? Is it a video? Is it MP3, JPG, MPEG, AVI? What type of file it is? So that is the content type. This is the content source. This is the content type. Two properties in the metadata. I am setting it up via my code. Okay. Now, little bit high dose of antibiotic, guys. Here, those who know, there is something called annotations based Fiori UI. We have something called annotations based Fiori UI concept in SAP UI 5. If at all you have to add some annotations, you can actually come and add here in this particular class. Okay, you can come and add these annotations in this particular class here. So all that annotation related code also should be injected in MPC extension class for your OData. So just a little heavy dose, not much in detail, but just something, a pointer. In future if you stuck somewhere, मेरा बात याद आ जाएगा आपको, you will be able to know where to put the right code. Activate it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to my DPC extension and go implementing this media type. As I told you, all the medias are stored in the MIME repository and you have to get that media now out. Go for change. So when somebody make a call to access the media type, okay, whenever there is a request comes to say give me the image please, or give me the data for the image please, they are actually making a call, and that call is going to hit to a method called get stream method. So let me come down and show you that method. So you see here there are multiple methods. The method which will be used wherever somebody make an access to the entity to read the media data, it will make a call to get stream method. So you have to implement get stream method. That's the call which it will make, system will make to. So I'm just looking for the method. Where is that method gone? So let me also search read stream. It's not read stream, I think it's get stream. Yes, this is the one, get stream method, guys. Implement this method. So this method will be called. So once again, you will get to know the IT key tab. IT key tab will tell you, boss, IT key tab will tell you again the key property, which particular product's image user want to read. So let's read first of all IT key tab, read table. Else, of course, you will be doing that. If you found the data, then of course you got the product ID. And then also I'm declaring a media type. This is the data type for media resource, guys. TYS media resource. This is the data type for media to export any media out. And now inside here, I'm going to get my product ID. And now let me just call up the function module and pass in the product ID and get the header data. With this header data, I got my image media type, my image path I've got. So in this, I have now my image path with me. Now what I'm going to do is call an API cl underscore mime repository, which I was talking about. Get API method. It is a static method which gets you the object of the API. So you have to call that method get API. it gives you an object as a returning, and now say get method. This will give you the picture which is stored inside MIME repository as a byte stream. Pass the URL here, which we have got it already from here. Product picture URL I want to pass, which is stored in my database table. Where is the media? And then I'm going to receive the content in the byte stream format with the type of data. Yeah, that's what it does. This MIME repository API. Rest all things are right now not necessary. Just for hiding the complexity, I'm removing them. So now you see I'm just passing the URL. What is the URL of my picture, where it is stored in MIME repository? MIME repository, please give me the content which I want to transfer it to the front end as a response. So request and response, request and response. I got a request to get the media data. This method got called. I read out the product ID. I found out the picture path where the picture is stored, and then with this picture path I'm extracting out the byte stream which I have to send it via the network. So network don't understand, computer don't understand it's a picture or photo or image, it just understand byte stream. So this is the byte stream which I'm just sending as a response back to the output. In the content we will get, so ls media structure hyphen value and ls media structure hyphen mime type of resource. And once this is ready, just export it out. So I can say me copy data to ref, whatever is the data in the ls media, just return that out for the OData response. Just prepare the response. So you see response er stream is a response type ref to generic data type in abap, and that is how you can map. This is a generic method provided by OData framework in SAP to map any structure or table data type to the generic data type er stream or generic data type of type ref to data. This is core of oops abap. Yeah, this is called runtime type service concept in oops abap. I hope you're comfortable with abap and oops abap. Activate this. We are done. Congratulations. You want to see magic? Let's go and check it out, the magic. So now in order to test the call, either you can use browser, or let me now also introduce gateway client. What is gateway client? It works like a browser for you. It is your internal browser. Sometime in some companies, they don't allow to open browser only. How do you test your OData calls? Also another reason, sometimes in companies, we cannot have Fiori UI ready before the OData. So Fiori UI is not ready. Your OData is ready. So you want to test create operation, creating new product. Browser doesn't allow you to do that. With the browser, you can't pump the data, you can't post the data to create new records. So you need some tool, and that is a tool called gateway client. So let me go to the gateway client. The transaction code for gateway client is /n/iwfnd slash gw underscore client. Press enter. This is your gateway client transaction code, you can see. And now I can put here my OData service name. What was my OData service name? Just take the path, take this path exactly and pump in over here. Just try a test a get operation. Just do an execute. You will see it gets me the error which I was getting earlier. Same error it is getting me now. This is a sin. Pass a right ID. Okay, let's pass a product ID. First of all, the product ID for our exact record which we were choosing. Okay, let me put the T code in PPT. So two T codes we saw today. Okay, let's come back and I'll quickly go to S11 and just check it out. My data. What was the product ID it is? Just pass this up. There you go. It was HT1258. So first let's do a simple get for HT1258 just to see the product data. So I put HT1258 and execute. It should give me the product data. Wow, you see it's giving me product data. And it's also telling me where my picture is stored. But now guys, now very important, you see in the metadata you've got content type octant stream. This is indicating that your entity is actually exposing some media content. And you see media content source is uncle.jpg, right? That is the image, that is the source of media, and this is the content of the media, content type of the media. So in order to now access that media type, very easy, just remove this dollar format JSON completely and put slash dollar value. That is indicating, this call is indicating that I want to access the media object associated to this particular product HD1258, which is only one uncle.jpg. Press enter, or maybe just to execute, and let's see what it does. You see response in the browser to display data in right format. So click response in browser to display data. So there's some problem here, it's not showing me. I say response in browser to make this call from the browser, via the browser now, and voila, you see it has got your uncle image displayed on your screen, guys. It is really getting this data from the backend system. So suppose let's say I want to test for HT 1002 or 1001, what is the product picture image for this particular product. Let's make an execute again, and then you see guys it's displaying it here also. So for uncle actually it's a png format, so it's taking to the browser, displaying only there. But for other products you see it's directly displaying in the gateway client. Any product which you have in the system, now you can see the image pretty easily. HT1999991, so 9991, execute, voila, you see it's a phone. Correct, guys? That's how you can expose images out of an SAP system with the help of MIME repository. You can store your images, you can get these images out, you can use them with an OData response. I have actually a good scenario built in where I take a photo from my camera using Fiori app, and then this photo I am is displaying to the user in a Fiori app, and then when user click on save, I am sending this photo to SAP backend system, storing it. And then when user displaying this data, all the photos are fetched and displayed in a list control. Yes guys, this scenario is already done in Anubhav learning series, an end-to-end scenario working with photos in SAP system, capturing the photos using your phone camera with a Fiori app and depositing into the SAP system, reading it and displaying all the pictures back to the front end or the user. The end-to-end pizza application. I take a photo of a pizza, store it in a SAP system, read it back and display it to the user. This is what I've done. Just go and watch Anubhav Learning Series videos. In that, two videos back to back you got to watch to see this end-to-end functionality of how to work with camera storing. So here we saw just getting the photo. In Anubhav Learning Series, I showed also taking the photo from camera and posting it to the SAP system. So please go to Anubhav Learning Series. Just let me show you the video. Which video has that? Just come down. You can see, yes, this video which you see the camera photo, this is the one, guys, you can use. So SAP Fiori app, sending, deleting, merge request, no, not this one, this one. Integrating camera with SAP Fiori, reading and saving images from SAP system. Watch out this video, you will get an end-to-end idea how to work with pictures, sending and receiving pictures from a Fiori app to the gateway system. Okay, cool. That's so cool. Okay, any questions before we close today's class? One by one, please. Let me first take it from the chat window.
Anubhav, this is Murli.
One second, Murli. I'm taking questions from chat
Okay.
window. What if there are multiple columns in table with images? Okay, in that case, what you can do is you can create a database table. Okay, you can create a database table with all the images. Suppose you have multiple images, so of course you will create database table to store all the images in SAP system stored in the string format. Don't use MIME repository, use columns as part of table. I say image 1, image 2, like this. You can store in a database table. That's what I've done in my Annual Learning series. When you watch it, you will understand. So all the JPG images are stored in my database table, and then it's a normal get. When you do a normal get, it returns a byte stream of that image, and that can be populated and displayed directly to the end user. This is what I've done in Anubhav Learning series. Yes, I've used a database table to store image, not the MIME repository. Okay. That's what is done in my learning series. We are not passing any column name in the URI. We don't have to pass any column name because in the metadata you already marked it. Don't you remember? In the metadata we already told which column contains the image path.
No, no, it was related to that question only. Actually, how if we have multiple columns with images, how it will identify the specific column.
So
So
for
that's
that
why
you
I
have to
asked.
watch
So
Anubhav
it was
learning
same.
series. In that I
Yep,
have not
got it.
used the stream concept to get the image because that's because multiple, right? The stream can
Okay,
only
sure.
return one image per entity, but if you have multiple, then you have to use my Anubhav learning series to watch out that example. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yes, Murli, please over to you.
Yeah, Anu, is this the method to show the company logo on the Fury screen?
No, this is not the way to show company logo on Fury screen. The company logo, if you want to show on Fury screen, you have to use a concept of theme designer, which is part of my advanced Fury training. So please subscribe to my advanced
Okay.
Fury training. It's covered in my advanced Fury
Okay.
training. Actually, you can
Okay.
also change the, you can also, I'll just show you. You can also change the front screen. You might have seen people changing front screen. I open the Fury Launchpad. See this. Can you see this? I have changed the
Okay.
background screen of my
Okay.
SAP Fury Launchpad. You see?
Okay.
How did I change it? How I can also change this logo at the bottom. I can change the coloring. I can change the theming. I can change the background colors of every single screen. All that is possible with the help of Theme Designer in SAP UI5. It's covered in my advanced Fury training with Fury
Okay.
Launchpad and Fury security concepts. Just one more quick update to
Okay.
all of you. Those who have asking me, Anubhav, how can we design prototypes? So in our company, they are not allowing me to write code directly. They are asking me to first do a design document, and they are asking me to create a prototype. Whenever it comes to UX design, there are terms like user stories, epic. We have concepts like wireframes. We have journeys. We have big user stories, small user stories, personas, user persona. So all these concepts are UX concepts which are generically used in industry. And to design a UX prototype, a prototype before getting into real development, if your company wants to do a POC or a feasibility study or a prototype, how will the screen flow look like? How will the screen look like? Then you can go with another a tool provided by SAP called Build.me. I have posted a YouTube video yesterday for creating a simple prototype using Build. It's again part of my advanced Fury training in detail. However, just to get a brief idea, you can watch this YouTube video. Just go to internet, YouTube, on my channel. Either you can directly navigate to my channel or just search for SAP Fiori UX Designer Training. Press enter. Voila, you can see my video on the top already. Just click on that. And this is the video. You can watch a very brief descriptive video. The more details are there in my training. Of course, I don't publish everything for free on YouTube, but yet just a preview, just a snapshot of things I am publishing. 33-minute video yesterday I published, because this was one class which I conducted on weekend, and that's when I published this now on the YouTube, some part of that class for you guys to get some used to about it. So because many times people, as my ex students, they keep asking me questions about what is build, what is UX design, how can we do a prototyping with Fury before getting into design. Especially companies in US, they spend lot of time in prototyping. Indian companies, especially in India, we don't focus more on design. We just directly acha code kar do, output la do. Directly it is like that. But in US, the good companies, quality companies, they have to they follow a lot of process. And as part of the process, the first ingredient here is you got to you got to design. Yeah. So you have to first conceptualize what is the concept, what is the user story, how you want to probably start with the design, what should the application do, what is the requirement it is addressing. All that thing they do, the requirement correction collection with the business analyst. The PO will create product backlog, and then you, as a UI designer, you have to, as a UX designer, you have to create prototypes. These prototypes will then be reviewed by business, will be then reviewed by your customer stakeholders. And once you get a sign up, once you get a design review, design gates are cleared, then you move to the actual development. So how do you do that? This was one question asked by many of you. So I have created a YouTube video for that. Of course, the detail will be there, more detail. If you want to understand, you have to subscribe to my training. There's nothing like free lunch, but yet an introductory point of view you want to understand, this is where you can go and watch out this YouTube video. Already 59 views. Yesterday night I uploaded. I think it's going good. Let's see how does it go in upcoming weeks more. So with that, just a quick update. My dedication, my promise is with you guys. Learning में कभी कमी नहीं होगा. It will never be. Believe me, you will not find content under one single hood. I am trying to get best out of industry, best out of real time experience from every single project which I did till date, and putting it as part of my training. Putting everything as part of my training. You can go and compare wherever you go, wherever whatever you want to compare, you can compare and try to find out. You will not find this content, this flow of content, this style of teaching anywhere else. You can just go and check it out. Open challenge. Nobody will cover end to end any training. This is what I'm doing in my Fury Launchpad and Fury Security training. Yes, yet my promise to many of you who are asking me question, I am posting this introductory video continuously on YouTube, so at least you get some brief idea how things are. Great. With that, it's a wrap on today's class. See you tomorrow at the same time. Okay, there's a question
Anubhav,
here. Yes.
Anubhav, yeah, for these learning series, right? Do we have the content also download, the code or anything
Yes,
we can
yes.
download?
Learning series, all the videos you can download. You can download, they are on YouTube. You all know how to download YouTube
No,
videos.
no, no, no. What about the PPTs or the
It's there.
code
It's
you
there.
developed there?
Just go to learning series again. Me show you.
Hmm.
It's there. The source code is also there. Project is also there. Pura chipka do. And if you have server access, my server access with you, then you actually can go into my server and check this code also. Yeah. So I'm just giving that up. Just go there.
I already downloaded that SAP build one now video. Just wanted to.
Okay. So now in Anubhav Learning Series, you can see download presentation, right? At front of everything. So
Okay,
complete
okay.
source code, you can just click on this download PPT. It will take you to Drive. There you will get the complete UI5 project. Also the OData files also मैं दे रहा हूँ. OData is also delivered to all of you. So in the if you go inside, you will also find OData things also. Okay. So lots of guys, those who are asking interview questions are also there, guys. So you see all the PPTs, everything is there. So you see this PPT, the chatbot ka zip file, it's there. Chatbot zip file.
Mm,
See, download source code here. You see download source code. So you see it takes me to the folder, and there you see learning series, launchpad. You see this code, all these different versions, the text file for your OData implementation, These projects, pizza application, JSON payload, good DB design, PPT, metadata XML for mock server, everything is given here. And yet also another interesting point, reality of Hyderabadi institutes, make your friends, safeguard them by not wasting your money. Tell your friends to be safe from these institutes. Don't waste your money behind these people. Don't waste your money. I have got ample number of evidences against these institutes who are cheating students, who are actually degrading name of my country. I met a lot of people from foreign, and they also come to me and they say, Anubhav, we are we don't want to take training from Indian institutes, Indian trainers, because uh, this is what they do to us. They are degrading my country name. I don't allow that. I don't buy that fact. I work day and night to tell my student continuously to safeguard yourself from these kind of fake cheater institutes. Be aware, don't buy anything. I'm sure many of you have already burnt your fingers behind these cheating institutes, especially from Hyderabadi institutes. Be careful, guys, be careful from these institutes. They will be proclaiming you continuously about S4 ana training, abep ana training, falana training, dimka training. Anything you go, they will say we will offer that training. Be careful from these fraud institutes. They are biggest liars and cheaters. Be very careful. Many institutes, many of these people, they are just cheating you. Be careful from them. Safeguard yourself, guys. That's my only intention, nothing else. So just be informed before you buy any training, something which I'm not offering. Before you buying something from somewhere else, be careful. Just look at these names. Be careful. Safeguard yourself and your colleagues as well. Please tell your colleagues, this is what I always try to do, safeguarding yourself, all of you. Okay, you can just check it up. That's there on our learning series. Just go to download source code, you will find that. Okay, Deepak is saying I was a victim of Balaji Pro Academy. They've changed now the name. This Balaji Pro was an old name. He was advertising with this, and now they've changed with something else. Okay, it was earlier Surya Ana Academy, then it has become Balaji, and then it's become something else. Murli also saying I'm also a victim. I'm so sorry. Your money is gone. Your time is gone. Can't help it, sir. But yeah, the good thing is look forward for future. Look forward for future, and try to get best out of you with that. Forget about it, वो चला गया, भूल जाओ उसको. But for future, be careful and just keep yourself aware. Keep yourself aware. That's it. You have to be safeguarding yourself, because it's our hard-earned money, guys. I don't spend my single penny without really seeing if there is a value coming out. I don't do that. And I'm sure each one of you do with equal passion, equal commitment, because it's my hard earned money, man. How I work day and night continuously, breaking my head, screwing my hairs, struggling with people, struggling with office politics. And that's when at the end of the month, I'm making that money out, right? I don't want to spend my hard earned money just behind these people. We don't have any respect for anything, right? So we never do that, right? So we never do that. Even I don't do it. So before buying any online training, I check YouTube videos, I check their demo videos, I check every content what they are offering. I do a lot of comparison, and that is the time at the end of it I buy. And if I have a trust with the trainer, then I just close my eye. There was recently some trainings which I purchased on automation, and I had a full trust on this trainer, and whatever he is offering, I'm just buying it blindly, because I know this guy is genuine guy, and I have now trust in the trainer. So first time it's a trust issue. Second time, once you're comfortable, you can then simply go ahead with that. Okay, so all that source code is available, Doki. You can go ahead and download. The complete videos are also available. You can download these YouTube videos. Yet you all know I usually change my YouTube voice, so it's in changed voice. So just be careful. Don't panic that it's a different trainer. Okay, next question. Anyone before we close today's class?
Maybe not a relevant question for this course, but one thing actually, Anubhav. So if we have something like multiple select options on the selection screen, and if we want to do it with CDS views and all, how can we do that?
Okay, good question. So the question here is, if we want to have multiple select options, we want to create a Fiori application, and we want to achieve that multiple selections with the help of CDS views. How can we do that? So for that, I would strongly recommend to create a smart filter Fiori application. What is a smart filter Fiori application? A smart filter Fiori application includes complete set of selection criteria in a smart bar. Let me just go and show the sample on UI5 SDK. So this is what we always refer standard to be able to decide on something. Smart filter. SAP is listening my feedback. SAP is listening my feedback, guys. In one of the video, I told the performance of this SAP UI5 SDK is very low. They are listening continuously to feedbacks, and this time it's amazingly fast. Okay, let's go to smart filter bar. This is a simple application with a smart control. Let it load the sample. Yeah. So now here, guys, that time for SAPGUI is gone. Don't get into SAPGUI mindset. Here you see you get NFO, and here you can give the different range of values. Okay, you can give different criterias to get the data, to select the data actually. Okay, that is what define conditions. So now you see if company code is between, you can now give here from and to range. Likewise, you can add multiple select criteria here, and then you click on go button. Imagine the effort of building this application, zero. Just CDS views, and that's it. You can build this application, zero effort, zero backend coding, zero ABAP coding. All these filter criterias will be supported with CDS naturally, and that's covered in my ABAP on HANA training with CDS views. In that I've showed. If you don't want to attend that training, no problem, I have a YouTube video for that. Just go to YouTube, search for smart filter Fiori app. I never enforce my student to attend my training. It's up to them. If they do want to go in details, they can go. If they just want to learn it from there directly, they can. You can see here CDS BOPF Fiori S4HANA Smart Filter Fiori application using CDS UI annotation. Please watch this video. In this video, I have covered it actually. In this particular video, I have covered how to use UI annotation to create a Smart Filter Fiori app. This is the kind of app you can create. A very simple scenario I've taken and created it. There are two parts to it actually. In this, you will learn multiple concepts: CDS views, UI annotation, BOPF integration with CDS, Smart Filter Fiori application, exposing the data via SAP CDS view without writing any single line of code in ABAP. That's the future, guys. That's the future. This is where the world is going.
Anubhav,
Anubhav,
Yes, please.
I practiced this and I showcased it in my company actually. People have got excited what is happening with CDS and all.
Okay, you use my video to do that.
Yeah, that meal app, that same whatever you did it, right? With the draft concept and all.
Okay,
I
okay.
practiced that in my own. Yeah, I created that. It was good, very much good actually.
Thank you. So
It was
actually,
very clear. And I
rather
when
than
I
this
did
one,
when I did that one, I was like,
Mhm.
sorry, Anubhav.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So when I showcased that, right, we wanted to go with some other real-time example, okay,
Mhm.
something like sales order or something which is relevant for company.
Mhm.
So then people were like, what we are doing with CDS BOP and all. They didn't even know that concept only.
They will not know.
This is the advantage we have with you, Anubhav.
Thank you. You can actually do with real-time exam. I'll show you one good documentation. You can search for S4 HANA ABAP programming paradigm. Okay, just search for that. You will find a help.sap.com. You see, blogs are there. There is also help documentation from SAP side for that. So S4 HANA ABAP programming. Let's search for help.sap.com. The only thing I'm lacking is marketing. I can't do this marketing like these other people, training companies are doing actually. I don't do that, much. That's the reason I cannot reach to many people. But I don't care. I never do passive marketing. If you might have also seen, when you send me an inquiry, many of you initially when you started the training, I just replied one time. After that, I never follow up again with student. Never. I never do it because there's no meaning. I'm not selling here. Important is are you ready to take decisions for your career? Are you ready for your active learning? If you are ready, then you will anyway come, you will anyway find the right trainer and you'll anyway do it. That is the main thing. So that's the reason I never follow back with any student again. And I've clearly told Milakshi also to not write even a single email after that. After the first email, the student sends an inquiry, we write one email telling the details. If student is interested, they will write us back, we will reply. We never follow what happened, what happened. You see other institute, somebody, watch, remember this, if somebody trying to follow you continuously, sir kharid lo, sir kharid lo, sir kharid lo, they are they can possibly be cheating you. They can be possibly cheating you. Be careful for people who are trying to push or sell something to you. Be careful from them. हम सब जानते हैं फिर भी फंस जाते हैं, because continuously we keep getting call from them, sir खरीद लो, sir खरीद लो, sir खरीद लो, right? So this, be careful from those people who are continuously calling you, asking you, sir please buy, please buy, please buy. They are so desperate in selling. They are just desperate in selling. They are not desperate in your learning, solving your problem. They are not into that. They are just desperate in selling. That's it. Be careful from these kind of people. Okay, remember, this is a golden rule. कहीं पे भी ऐसा लगे बेच रहा है, मना कर दो, मत खरीदो उससे, रिस्क हो जाएगा आपको. Okay, coming back. So here you will find the guide for you see,
So,
as for honor readiness.
and
Yes, please.
I sent the link actually, direct link.
Okay,
You
you
can
have it.
click on it. Yeah.
Let me just check it. So that's SAP. Yes, this is the one. You're right. I've showed it in my ABAP on HANA training also.
Yeah, same thing actually.
Yes, this is CDS annotation. Understanding BOF authorization. What is new? Yes, what's new ABAP programming model? This is the one, guys. In this now you will see the examples actually. So in this you will see examples. Not exactly even this one actually. There were some code examples given actually. Yeah, this is the one. You're right. So you
No,
see
no, in the
examples are given.
uh,
Correct. So here you can see all these annotations are explained and examples are given. This is SAP new ABAP programming paradigm using CDS. Everybody using CDS these days. Cool. I'll put this in PPT so that others can also refer.
Anubhav,
Yes, please.
hello. Yes, sorry, I was not able to connect to audio. I connected to VPN. Actually, I'm having that cloud connector issue. Everything is showing reachable and destination is configured. Same URL, I'm able to access the metadata of the service in my local browser. But the thing is, like when I'm trying to get define the data source, it's showing like service catalog unavailable. So I'm not sure like what is going wrong there. I've
Seriously,
been banging my head.
you will bang your head. That's when you will learn. You don't know how much I bang my head when I was learning.
I'm sharing my screen. Okay, able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so here you see I have defined the cloud connectivity. See, it's showing reachable.
Hmm.
Okay, here the connectivity is fine. And then if you see here, this is the metadata. I'm on VPN, so I'm able to pull that service metadata. I'm able to expose here. It's a simple one, some demo service. Okay,
I
and the
tried you.
same
I
thing
sent an
here.
email. In that email, I mentioned what you're
Yes,
supposed to do.
version. Yes, version, catalog service version. So that's like here I've maintained the destination and connectivity is working fine. But in let me show you that version you were saying. Na? So if I will go to IW FND slash main underscore service. So yep. So where to check that version? Actually, if I'm displaying anything like version, it says one.
One
You are
second.
able to see my service
It's
screen?
loading a little slow. Yeah, now I can
Okay,
see.
actually I'm on
Just do a
I'm
filter.
on VPN so speed is filter. Okay.
Search for catalog service in the
Oh,
filter.
okay. It's not here.
क्या सर्च किया आपने? फिर से खोलिए उसको, फिल्टर को. No, remove this, put it in external service name.
Okay.
Cut, paste. Voila.
Yep.
Second वाला
Okay, version 2 is there. Okay.
थोड़ा
What I
क्वेश्चन तो
need to do
करिए
here?
सर, तबीयत से सब मिलेगा. कॉल ब्राउजर.
Okay. Sir, I have no idea about this one much, so that's why I was not able to do it. I
सेकंड
tried
सेकंड
Googling also,
ट्रेनिंग
but
में
couldn't find
सिखाया
the
है
steps.
मैंने. दिस इज अ
Call
ब्राउजर.
browser, okay.
कॉल ब्राउजर.
Sorry, call browser.
Are you able to connect with local web ID to this?
Yes, local web ID is working fine. The data,
Then
like all
there's no
data
problem
services
with
were
catalog service. There is no problem with catalog service. We don't need to look at it. Close this. Go to Cloud Connector directly. Open your Cloud Connector configuration. Where have you done Cloud
okay.
Connector configuration? Using administrator manage
Yes,
password.
yes, this is the
This is your
yes, this is the one.
Cloud Connector. Okay, 8443 it's running. Now, I told you also one more thing. Just close that up. In below, you see
Okay, one second.
exposed resources, right? Below URL
Exposed
path mein.
resources
Yes,
below.
URL. Yes, here. Just go for
Yes,
change.
yes, I changed it to slash also. I changed it to slash also, but the
Just
same result I was getting. Right?
hold on.
This is correct.
Why there are two entries here on the top? GW dev S.
Actually, I was actually yes, yes. One was for HTTPS, the port number was different, and one was for HTTP. So I tried with both
Select
actually,
below
and
one
then
also.
it didn't work. Yes, I tried with below one also, but it
Select
didn't
below one. Just
work.
change it to slash.
So I created like two destinations, separate destinations for both in my. You can see here, I have two destinations: GWD
You
new
have
and
to
GWD
disconnect and
CLNT
connect it again.
HTTP.
Go back. Go back. आप बहुत तेज जा रहे हो. Go back. Cloud
Okay.
connector. Now here, can you see protocol in Cloud Connector? That should be HTTPS.
Yes. Here. Okay. Okay. For the HTTPS
Yes.
system, right? Okay. Okay. So you want me to try it here? I need to refresh or something? Or?
Just try web ID now. I think it should try.
Okay. Just from template, I will try the HTTPS one. Let's see remaster detail. I will try with HTTPS. Yes, again it is saying same thing.
Maybe you got to refresh everything. Disconnect your Cloud Connector. Connect that again, and just refresh your web
Okay.
ID again so that it will pick up the
Okay.
right destination. Go back to destination once again. I want to just cross check the destination. It should have web ID
Okay.
usage,
So
web ID enabled. All those things you have to mark it properly.
okay. So this is the destination for HTTP.
Okay, once again. Why you are saying on-premise proxy type? Don't do that. Put internet.
Okay. This is
दोनों में
okay.
इंटरनेट करो.
Actually,
दोनों में
okay.
इंटरनेट कर दो. सेव कर दो.
If
ऊपर वाले में
okay.
भी उसमें भी इंटरनेट करो. Changes will take 5 minutes.
GWD. Okay. Sorry. Internet. Okay. Save.
Just refresh your web ID, give a last try. Otherwise, you have to try out these things actually. You have to exactly follow my
Okay.
जो मैंने दिखाया है उसमें पूरा कनेक्ट किया है मैंने क्लाउड कनेक्टर को यूज करके.
Actually, giving on internet now it's showing error.
502.
Wait. Yes, 502 error. Let me check this one. Here connectivity I can check. 502 error it's giving. selecting the internet.
Just
Now
change it to
it is giving
on-premise.
502 error.
We have to change it to on-premise. You have to try this out. You have
Yeah.
to disconnect your cloud connector again, pair the cloud connector because we made changes in the cloud connector now. So that you have to again
Okay.
connect. Okay. Again, change the pairing with the cloud connector in HCP and then give a try. I think it should work afterwards. You have to also just check, follow my video carefully where I've showed this connection which is working with the Cal server, right? Did you follow that video,
Yes.
Cal?
So in yes, I completed. Even like right now, also that is opened. If you see here, okay. So the thing is, like Cal, I checked. Like there are no instances in my account. I registered there, and then I opened. Nothing is there actually. We are not using HANA here, so not sure if
Hey, person, can you go to the SAP screen?
SAP screen. Okay.
Yeah. Have, have you
Hang on
given
there.
any system
Every,
alias in this
sorry.
service? Have you given any system alias? I think we need to remove the system alias. I think I saw local configured in system alias.
System alias. Okay. System alias. Where do we provide here? System
The
alias will
first one.
appear,
Can you
right?
click on the first one?
Okay. There is no system alias. It's not showing any
No,
system
it
alias.
should not
Okay.
because
It
the
should not, yeah.
it's working for local web IDE. As long as
Oh,
local
okay.
web IDE is getting response, the catalog service has no issues, guys. Okay.
Hmm.
So do not touch the catalog service in your gateway. I am
And
101%
one more thing, Anubhav.
not this issue.
One more thing, Anubhav. One more thing, Anubhav. Like in local web ID, when I connect in the OData services, what I am getting in the list there, like all the like standard ones I am getting, custom one is not appearing there in that list.
That you have to check which gateway are you connecting.
Okay.
That you have to check which gateway. But it never happens. You saw in already in our course also, we were getting the Z services which we had. Okay. You have to check it. You have to explore it. So I can only tell you
Sure.
according to the flow, guys. Every system,
Yep.
however, every system with authorizations, users, configuration, they're all different. They're all done, but the method is same. So you should just be aware of method. That is what I can guide you with. But if you ask me customized like for your system why it is not working, I cannot tell that because I don't know the criticality, the scale of your system, how it is in the system, right? I can only give you some pointers to give a try. Like in this case, we saw in the cloud connector, it was not, it was marked as HTTP. Since it's an HTTPS, you should just check for HTTPS, repair your cloud connector, refresh your web ID, and then give a try. I'm sure it will work. And it works, guys. You have seen my video.
And
It works.
yeah, if you see here metadata, I'm getting directly in my local URL,
Hmm.
the service URL. It is HTTP, which is like working fine here directly.
Okay.
And local web ID also, I think we give HTTP only,
Yes,
right?
HTTP only. So I think you should try with HTTP only. But in the cloud
So,
connector, give HTTPS because cloud connector is making a call to HTTPS behind the scene. It is a secure connection with your intranet. Okay. So cloud
okay,
connector, we should give HTTPS. Okay, just give a
okay,
try, Prasoon. I'm sure it should work.
sure.
You got to give a try. You keep trying it. You got to keep
Yep,
trying it. Just look at the video, follow that carefully, see where have you done miss. कोई छोटा सा
okay.
कॉन्फ़िगरेशन है जो मिस कर रहे हो, बस उसको सही कर दोगे चल जाएगा. ये आपको ही ब्रेक करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि ये आपका सिस्टम है.
Yep,
I told you already the
yep,
best practice, and you see in my video it's working for my system the way it is configured.
yep.
So for your system, you have to see how it is configured. Accordingly, you have to check. Correct?
Hey,
Okay.
Anubhav.
Yes, please. Caller 02. Who is this?
Shall I disconnect?
Yeah, yeah.
Like stop
Unshare.
sharing? Yep. Thank you.
Okay, cool. No questions then. Let's wrap up today's class. We'll catch you up tomorrow and we'll talk about function import feature and service generation technique for non-ABAPer. If you're afraid of ABAP, there is also a gift for you. You can create simple OData services with SAP Gateway Builder without writing a line of ABAP code. Yes, guys, we'll see that in the next class. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Yeah, Jay, please.
Uh, Yeah, when I'm trying to deploy my local web IDE application to SAP server, it's telling like the SAP system version is 1.38.31 and the application is 1.44. My application is 1.44.
Mm-hmm.
So the SAP application, if I need to upgrade, what do I need to do? Like, I need to upgrade some components in SAP or
You want to upgrade SAP UI5 version in SAP server, not SAP application, right?
okay, okay.
One second.
So
Watch this blog,
if it's like,
Maya Suki blog. This is how, by following these steps, there's a note also attached. This using this, you can update SAP UI5 libraries in your SAP gateway. I'm putting in the chat window.
okay, Anubhav.
Okay. So you have to upgrade your SAP UI5 libraries in SAP system. Download the
Okay,
latest library from Service Marketplace and upgrade it. It's a MIME object actually. And then you can also go back and check what is the latest version you have now. Okay. Just upgrade that to
okay,
1.44 in your server. Both will be compatible with Web IDE. Guys, nobody is using 1.28 for sure. If you are on 28, God bless you. If you are on 28, no company should probably be on 28 by now. In fact,
Hmm.
32, 38, all these versions are out of maintenance. They're all out of maintenance. You can also check that. So SAP UI5 versions,
Okay,
maintenance status, and you see out of maintenance. 36 is out of maintenance. 34 is out of maintenance. 32 is out of maintenance. 30 is out of maintenance. They're all out of maintenance. So if you report an issue, a bug to SAP, SAP will say use upgrade to latest one. You see, they're all out of maintenance. Better you switch to 1.44, which is in the maintenance.
okay,
It has a
okay.
maintenance up to
So we are
40,900.
on-premise and we have S4 HANA on-premise.
Doesn't matter. UI5 version,
Okay,
S4 HANA, both are separate components. SAP whole system, that's the beauty of SAP. The whole system is broken down into components, pieces. Each component can be separately installed and deinstalled. It's all pieces, small Lego logs. You can install, uninstall. You can patch individual components actually. That's the beauty of SAP system. It's not like for upgrading UI5 version, you need whole S4 HANA. No, you don't need S4 HANA for UI5 version upgrade. It can be done with that simple note, which I gave you the link already. Okay.
okay.
So do not never have these myths. ये गलती के myths पाल लेते हैं हम लोग. These are all wrong interpretations we have in our mindset कि S4 आना पे है तो UI5 44 पे जाएगा. नहीं. SAP UI is a separate component, guys. You can install even in ECC. You can have SAP UI5 version 1.58 in ECC system. You don't need S4 HANA for that.
No, Anubhav, like when I try migrating to Fury 2.0, right, at that point of time, it was asking to update some other
That is because
dependent
of
components.
NetWeaver. You see here NetWeaver version, it minimum needs. So this one needs minimum NetWeaver 7.51. It has nothing to do with S4 HANA. S4 HANA is a product. The
Okay,
UI5 version, however, more dependent with closely dependent on SAP NetWeaver technology. You see NetWeaver 7.52 it should be for 1.52. So in your case, I'm sure with if you're an S4 HANA, your NetWeaver base is must be 7.51. I'm 99% sure they are on 7.50 already. So you can upgrade. Check this
okay,
information. This link is already given in the chat window. ये सब
okay.
एडवांस फ्यूरी ट्रेनिंग में सिखाया मैंने. These are all administration activities, but unfortunately company doesn't understand, your manager don't understand what is the
Yeah,
job of basis guy, what is the job of developer, what is the job of Fury architect, Fury designer, what is who will do. They don't understand. The moment you say I know Fury, they think you only are everything, you know everything. You can do Fury security also, you can do upgrade also, you
Yeah,
can do mobile installation
yeah,
also,
Anubhav.
you can do SMB
Same.
access also, you can do HANA Cloud Platform also. The moment you say you know UI5 Fury, they expect you to do everything.
Same
yeah.
happened, Anubhav. When I
This is
told
the
I am
problem.
attending UI5,
Hmm.
and they said that okay, when I tell I need to attend my Fury Advance also, so they're asking why UI5 you are learned now already your Fury you know, right? Like
Yes.
that.
This
So
is the
I was
problem actually.
surprised.
They don't understand ना. ये नहीं समझते हैं ये लोग. नहीं
And
समझ पाया।
what about Fury 3? What about Fury 3.0? They have recently discussed. Like, is there anything like you're going to add in your course, some introduction, anything like that? Seems
No,
like
it's
some
just
kind of
advanced
co-pilot
Fury
is
version.
there, voice
Yeah,
command
just advanced
and
version.
all.
What is Fury 2.0? First, let's understand quickly. Fury 1.0 was one technology. Fury 2.0 is an advanced version of Fury 1.0. Fury 2.0, the SAP introduced SAP Copilot, advanced search capabilities. They introduced new theme, SAP Bleeze theme. Yeah. So these are all some things which have SAP improved. They've got new manifest version with Fury 2.0, new UI5 version with Fury 2.0, new look and feel, enterprise search capabilities, improvement in SAP Fiori Launchpad they have got to improve the performance of loading of SAP Fiori Launchpad. This is all becomes Fiori 2.0. So it is underlying technology. You should not worry about it. You should not worry about whether you are on Fiori 1.0, 2.0, or 3.0. That doesn't matter to you. It is automatically the base, the framework itself is upgraded for you. So you are already building on top of framework. So framework upgrade हुआ तो आपको latest features नए मिल जाएंगे बस. Nothing else. So Bleeze theme, if you heard about SAP Bleeze theme, earlier we only have SAP Blue Crystal theme. SAP Bleeze theme was introduced with Fury 2.0. So with Fury 3.0, they will get some more new features which you can use. It has nothing to do with your application impact. It will never happen that your application stop working with 3.0 because software developers, all these companies, they make sure backward compatibility. Your Word document, which was running in 1997, still can run on the latest MS Word because they have a backward compatibility for that. And if it is not, then they will give you a nice option to migrate automatically. One click migration will be there. Like in SAP HANA, we have analytical view, attribute view, calculation view. Now SAP is giving a migration tool to migrate all the attribute view and analytical view to calculation views because both the analytical and attribute views are now obsolete. They are deprecated. So everything has to be calculation view now in SAP HANA. So SAP is giving migration tool for that.
Yeah, no, but these smart table and all these stuff cannot be implemented in 1.38, right?
Yes, correct. It depends again on the control library. You have to see the control library version actually. SAP UI5,
No.
SAP UI5 SDK में जाके देखो ना कौन सा कंट्रोल कौन से वर्जन के लिए है. कितना सिखाया आप लोगों को मैंने. बटन में जाओ देखो कौन सा कंट्रोल कौन से के लिए है. Just check here. You can easily see any control. You can go and check na what is the version of UI5 it needs bare minimum. Which version it is supported from. So if I search for let's say Excel upload, अरे let's say maybe I just search for smart. You can check here which version of UI5 it is supported or not supported. Where is the control? Yeah, smart table you can check. So smart table you can see documentation. I'll go to documentation for smart table. And here you will find for sure somewhere the version of SAP UI5 it is supported or not supported. All that you can actually check. API reference. You see available since which version 1.56.0. Okay, you can check like this which version they are available from. Accordingly you can decide which version your company wants to go. Great, that's it for the day. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Goodbye.